love the feeling. Cleaning out my ears. Is that weird? Also, I'm watching The Voice. I know, I hear you. Oh, it feels so good. Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So I asked you guys a while back on Snapchat to send me your questions and I would answer them on camera. So that's what we're doing today. However, I am going to be getting ready in this video while answering your questions because I needed to get ready anyway. If you're new to my channel, what is up? All of my other veterinary videos are linked down below. Also, I will be doing another Q&A video soon, so you can send me your questions via email, Snapchat, Instagram, whichever, and I'll video another one hopefully pretty soon. I saved all of y'all's questions from Snapchat. We'll go ahead and get started. So Avery Lynn, she asked a couple questions, so we'll start with the first one. It says, how did you get started in the animal field? Let me prime my face first. That was so long ago. I started when I first went to college straight out of high school. My cousin was working at a vet clinic. I actually touched on this in my last Q&A video, but she was working at a clinic and I was like, hey, I think I would enjoy working there too. Could you get me a job possibly? Anyway, so I went and applied. I had no experience. I had just started college doing like general studies, so I wasn't studying veterinary medicine or anything like that. Because at the time when I first got out of high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I was just doing general study and I was just like, you know, I think it'd be fun to work at a vet. Oh my gosh, I need a mirror. Anyway, so she got me a job at the clinic that she was currently working at, and I just started out doing kennels because I had no idea what I was doing. Just taking care of the animals that were boarding, taking care of the animals that were just hanging out for the day, you know, fed them, gave them water, walked them, gave them their meds. And so, yeah, that's how I started, and the vet that I worked for was really nice, so anytime they were doing something and like, you know, obviously all of my responsibilities were taken care of, you know, I'd be like, hey, can I come and observe that surgery? Or when I saw them like drawing blood, I would just be like, hey, do you mind teaching me how to do that? And once they saw that I was eager to learn and I wanted to learn everything that they would teach me, then when things would happen, they'd be like, oh, go grab Victoria, she would love to see this. So, I mean, honestly, that's how I started. Started at the bottom, now I'm here. Okay, she also asked, how do you find a balance between work, school, and life? I don't. I work full-time and I go to school full-time, and then I make YouTube videos for you guys, and I love to do all of these things. I love my job. You know, I love going to school. I love to learn, and I love to film my experiences for y'all, but it is a lot of work. It is a lot of time. It is a lot of energy to do all of these things. Really, the only way I find a balance is just time management and staying on top of my schoolwork, because I've made the mistake of even getting behind just a little bit and it throws my whole entire schedule off. And for anyone out there that works and goes to school as well, like I'm with you, I understand the struggle is real. But you know, when you do what you love, then it's just very rewarding and it keeps you motivated, and yeah. But as for a social life, Avery, I don't have that much of a social life. She also says, I find a hard time trying to fit everything in with a full-time job, online classes, and still trying to fit in a social life. Thanks, and I love your videos. Thank you so much. This beauty blender looks disgusting. Where's my... And I'm almost out of concealer. Oh my gosh, is this already empty? Okay, next question is from Josephine. She says, when did you have to do your first euthanasia and how did you find it? Okay, let me think. If y'all watch my videos, you know I've been doing this a really long time. Yes, this much of concealer is necessary. I honestly don't remember my first euthanasia. That was so long ago. I can't talk and blend this concealer out at the same time, so just hold on a second. Now I don't look so crazy. I had a little girl in here the other day who came and interviewed me because she was writing a paper, and she asked me that question. She asked, how does the euthanasia process go, and you know, how do you deal with it? And I'm just gonna give you the answer that I gave her, because it is a question that I get asked all the time. Over time, you know, it does get easier to deal with the process of putting someone's pet to sleep. It's always sad, but I think people that have never worked in a clinic think that euthanasias are the worst part of working at a vet. To me, that is not the worst part at working in a veterinary clinic, because the clinic I work at now, the clinics I have worked at in the past, every clinic is different, so bear that in mind, but we will not euthanize just any patient. Patients that we euthanize are extremely ill. They're either fighting an extreme like medical condition. Their quality of life is not good, and it is better for them to be at rest than to be in pain or suffering. And those are the patients that we euthanize here. Now, don't get me wrong, we do have people that come in with perfectly healthy animals that want their pets to be euthanized for their convenience because they don't want a pet anymore, or, you know, the cat is urinating all over the house, which, you know, could be a simple UTI, and that can be a simple, easy fix, and they just don't want to deal with it, so they want to just put the cat to sleep, and that happens all the time. But we'll tell them there's no medical reason for this perfectly healthy animal to be put to sleep. You know, we would love to run a couple diagnostics on them, but if it's a simple, easy fix and the owner just doesn't want to pay for it for whatever reason, we're not going to put that patient to sleep. And I don't know if that's what people kind of think, that, you know, we'll euthanize anything, but we won't. My thing about working in a clinic, and what's worse to me than euthanizing patients, are the people that don't take care of their animals, that they had every opportunity to, let's say, get its distemper combination vaccine, and we've told them, hey, your puppy needs to have its parvo vaccine, and they're like, no, he doesn't need that. Y'all are just trying to get money from me. And then a couple months later, we see that same dog back, and it's extremely ill, almost dying because it got parvo, and the owner is blaming us because we're charging too much to hospitalize that patient. And we told you months ago that if you just vaccinated your dog, that this wouldn't happen. And then they get upset and they tell you, like, it's your fault, you know, you're just in it for the money and you don't really care about my dog. To me, those situations are the downside in working in veterinary medicine. Euthanizing a patient that is extremely ill, that has lived a long and happy life with an owner that has taken care of it and done everything that they could for this patient, and then, you know, it comes time to where the quality of life is not good and it is better for them to be euthanized. When you do euthanasias, you have to think of the positive in the situation, and that's how I deal with them. But at the end of the day, it's better for the patient, and those are the things that you have to focus on. Sorry, Josephine, that was the longest explanation ever, but it is a question I get all the time. Next, live long. Says, how did you know you wanted to go into the veterinary world? And also, what if you have allergies? Is it worth it? I don't know. I work with a girl and she has cat allergies, but she loves her job so much that she doesn't really care that she has cat allergies. If I had allergies, I would still work here, but I love my job enough. To me, it's worth it, but, you know, to other people, it might not be worth it. I guess it just depends on how severe your allergies are. And then how did you know you wanted to go into the veterinary world? Just like everyone else, I grew up loving animals. I grew up on a farm, you know. It's something I always thought that I wanted to do, but I knew realistically I had no idea what working in a clinic was like. And so that's why I got my first job at a vet with my cousin. And I get a lot of emails and snaps from you guys, like, asking, you think that you want to do it, but you don't really know. And I will always say the same thing, like, go see if you can get a job at a clinic, see if you can clean kennels, see if you can volunteer, because being in a clinic is really gonna let you know if it's something that you can handle, if it's something that you want to do. And, you know, you don't really know if you're gonna love it until you try it. Okay, Allison asked, do you have to go to a 4-year university to be a vet nurse? And no, you don't. To get into the nursing program, it's just an associate's degree. However, I will always strongly recommend that you should go to a university and get a 4-year degree and then go and get your associates on top of that, because in the long run, like, if you don't like it for whatever reason, you know, you always have a bachelor's degree to fall back on. And not even that, but if you have 2 degrees, you're gonna get paid a lot more for that as well. So no, you don't have to go to a 4-year college, but should you? Yes. I'm gonna put my eyebrows on and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I don't know how to say Naeem Rainey. She says, what personal attributes or key parts of someone's personality are essential to do vet nursing? You have to be able to relate not only to the owners but to the patients as well, because not all patients are cooperative. You have to think about it, like if someone was trying to stab me with a needle, I probably wouldn't be very cooperative either if I didn't know what was going on. So you have to get creative and kind of just slow down. You have to go at the pace that is best for the patient instead of go at your pace because you're just trying to get something done. I've worked in multiple clinics, and I do have to say that not everybody is very patient when it comes to their patients. A lot of people will try and like manhandle animals because they're trying to get something done and the animal's not cooperating, so they're just gonna just hold it down and do what they have to do no matter how stressed out the animal gets, and I do not believe in doing that. So you just have to be compassionate and you have to take your time, and patience is key. You have got to be patient. Oh my god, there's something in my eye. Suzanne Dermander. I don't know how to say your name, I'm so sorry. It says, hey, I love your channel so much. Aww. She said, my question is, what made you think about becoming a vet tech as a career? I love you. I love you too. So initially, when I went to college, I was getting my bachelor's in biology because I wanted to eventually go to vet school. I didn't realize that you could do such amazing things and still help animals and be able to do a lot of stuff if you got your nursing license instead of having to go to be a veterinarian. And I don't think a lot of people realize that you don't have to be a veterinarian to help animals. When it comes to taking care of the animals, that is what I do. I realized that I love doing that so much more. I love to educate owners. I love taking care of their babies. And I get asked all the time, even by my parents, like, you're so smart, like, why don't you just go and be a veterinarian? Like, I don't want to be. And school is hard. It is not easy. And I work just as hard, if not harder, than veterinarians out there. And honestly, without veterinary nurses or vet techs or vet assistants, veterinarians can't do their job. And I fell in love with my job, so that's what I wanted to continue to do. Okay, my final question is something I get asked a lot. Hello Chana wants to know what my thoughts are on anesthesia versus non-anesthesia dental cleanings. Okay, so to make it very clear, I do not believe at all in not using anesthesia for dental cleanings. I think it is a waste of money. I think there is no point. Don't get me wrong, there are dogs and cats out there that will let you hand scale their teeth without anesthesia, but that's not the point. When you're paying for a cleaning, you're paying for a professional to go in there and do a full mouth oral exam. When I'm cleaning, I probe each individual tooth. The top, the bottom, the sides, everything. I look at their gums, I look at their tongue, I look under their tongue, I look at their tonsils. Then I take dental radiographs to look at the tooth underneath the gum. Just because a tooth looks healthy on the outside does not mean that there's not an abscess at that root. You know, that root could be fractured. There is no telling, and there is no dog or cat out there that is going to let you probe around in their mouth, take dental x-rays, let you scale, polish, flush, and do a thorough examination on them while they are awake. And why would you want to? Not only could it be painful for them when they're not under anesthesia, but like, what if the dog or cat moves and you accidentally like jab the roof of their mouth? Like, you could cause so many issues doing that. I've seen those videos on YouTube of those people that are doing dental cleanings without anesthesia, and I just cringe. I think it is the biggest joke. So I hope I answered that question. Also, I will have my full veterinary, like, professional dental cleaning video linked down below, so you can see everything that goes into a proper cleaning if you want to watch that video. Yay! Alright guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love answering your questions, so I hope I answered your questions thoroughly. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!